Hey everyone, and welcome to the Infinite Respawn Podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Grif.
I'm back.
What's up, guys?
What up?
What's up?
How's everybody doing?
Wonderful.
Okay,
Why
good.
would I not be wonderful?
Pretty good.
I don't
What,
know. I mean,
did you hear something?
yeah.
There's a rumor.
Yeah, I mean, that llama plague or something.
There's a llama plague. Oh no!
Lava
I've just
plague.
created a whole new health scare. Everybody, llama plague.
Everybody's like,
Congratulations!
what?
All the doctors are yelling at you, going, "Oh my god, I cannot believe some crazy woman came up with a llama plague, and now we have to deal with the repercussions of it." Good job, Griff.
Enjoy. Do not
Doctors
even
everywhere hate
consider
you.
sending your doctor bills this way because I ain't got no money, so good luck with that.
You're gonna be paying them for the rest of your life.
I will pay them in my love.
That was a
Okay,
bad.
you're still
that was
broke.
No? Okay, well
No.
then. In that case, you guys are all screwed. Enjoy that llama plague.
No. Lava plague. Too funny.
Now I can. The only thing I can think about it is Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's pretty much it. You will either become a llama slowly over time, or you must find a llama that has already become a llama and, I don't know, lick it.
Llama it
That's
back.
the cure. Yeah, you
That-
want to be a llama or you want to lick a llama? Because those are your two choices, everybody. Llama plague is real.
Wow. That escalated oddly.
Yeah, dude.
What game has everybody been playing this week?
Video games.
Did you just say Bidgie games?
Video games.
Video games.
Well, fair enough. I played. Yeah, I didn't get to play as much as I wanted to this week. I did get to play Sea of Thieves last weekend, and then I also got to play Strange Brigade, which I absolutely love. Strange Brigade is fantastic. It's it's set kind of in an Egyptian style, but like 1930s ish type deal, which is great because the narrator the entire time has one of those outrageous voices where he's like, and what is gonna happen this week on the Strange Brigade, and the whole time he's commenting to you while you're doing that. And you get several different characters and stuff you can choose from. It's great cooperative play. I got to play with one other person, but you can play through single player if you want to, or you can play as a group. But it's kind of very Left 4 Dead type gameplay where you're moving from one point to the other and trying to kill all the zombies and figure out the puzzles and stuff on the way through too. So pretty neat. I like it. So that's the only other thing I played.
Sorry, my cats are being problems.
I was like,
They're
what are
all-
you doing?
They're all problems.
I'm going to go get them in a minute.
I've pretty much played Overwatch all week and a little Heroes here and there, and I downloaded a new game. It's called Ring of Elysium. It's a new battle royale. Yeah, I know, but it's free to play. Unfortunately, it's made by Tencent. But surprisingly, it runs really well, and it's a little more dynamic than any of the other battle royales because it kind of just closes in weird sections and whatnot instead of just the circle closing in. It just kind of closes off in sections, and there are random disasters that can happen. I was off on the side at one point, and I heard this loud, crazy boom and rumbling, and I up on this mountain, and I go around the side, and off in the distance, I see a fucking avalanche just pouring down the side of the mountain, and then like 2 people died. I was like, oh. That's where that gunfire was. They died up there because they caused an avalanche. Oops.
That's
Wow.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
That sounds kind of neat, actually.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm going to go ahead and avoid that and go down this way.
How's the
sounds way
gameplay
better
on
than
it?
PUBG,
Because I've heard
but,
mixed reviews on that. So how's the gameplay?
I like the gameplay. I play in first person. I had one game a few games ago that I fucking killed 8 people in a row. That just was wrecking people, and then I got into a firefight and died. And after that, I've been dying. After killing one person, get into a firefight, and then die again. So it is scratching that first person BR itch that I have. PUBG was not doing it for me. It plays a lot like Call of Duty. There's no leaning. It's just pretty much your mods auto attach to your guns. Like if you pick up a gun and you have a mod for it, it'll auto attach to it. You can change your scope. Like if you got an M16, you can have a 4 times and a red dot, and you can kind of change it on the fly. Just hit the V button, it'll change to the red dot, and change it, and then you can snipe with it. I really like it. It's scratching my itch that I have, that I've been It's like an itch you can't get to. This one is finally getting it, so it'll hold me over till Call of Duty comes out.
That'll work.
Yeah, PUBG has not been fun.
No.
Oh,
We tried a few games, and I think I'm gonna uninstall it here after this.
yeah. Now that I have
you.
Ring of Elysium for free to play, I think I'm just gonna uninstall PUBG. I don't care. They took too long. It's still buggy, and it's just not as fun as.
So it is still
was.
buggy. I was about to ask you that question.
Yeah.
Their
Yeah,
quest
I
to
don't-
fix everything is gonna probably be a very slow quest because it doesn't seem like that's
That's-
very top priority.
The quest to fix everything is what early access is for. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're correct,
Yeah,
and that's
a lot of games that don't seem to do that.
Which-
It's kind of
Apparently.
like but when they released full games like on Xbox and PlayStation 3 and then they were bugging, it's like, well, we can just release it in day one patches and fix it. It's like,
I would just like to point out for those of you that are going to try to throw Chicken under the bus for his stance on early access and refusing to buy early access just about, he was gifted that game. He did not buy it.
I was
Yeah.
gifted that game. I think I've bought 3 early access games ever. One was Darkest Dungeon, which those guys just proved their worth to me. And one was Ark, in which I put 300 and something hours in. And then after their business practices started shifting, I just stopped playing and uninstalled and never turned back.
But to be fair, you got your money's worth out of the game while you played it.
Technically, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
They just
320
didn't-
we had a T-Rex for a while.
they just didn't progress the way they
Yes.
should have, which I think Ark is the game that burned us against buying early access.
And I don't know if I've bought a third one. I know those are the two that
There's one other
stand
that
out.
you have that is early access, and I can't remember what it is either. But it was something that was progressing nicely as well. Or
Okay, I'd
something
have
you
to look
bought
up.
in early access that was coming out like within 2 months of it going into early access, something like that.
I think that was Darkest Dungeon. I bought that right
Maybe.
before it came out. They had a full release date and whatnot.
Wasn't what's it called? The one it's free to play now, but I think it was early access at one time. The one where it's another battle arena thing, the one that you like to play a lot of.
Darwin
but
Project?
yeah, that one.
That
I think it
one's
was
free to play.
Yeah, that was
now,
free to
but
play
I don't
early
think it was
access
originally
shit.
free to play. It ended up being free to play.
No, it was free to play early. I started playing it after it went free to play, but yes, it was by early access. It was by into the early access, and then it made it free to play in the early access. That's when I started playing it.
Right.
So technically, you didn't buy that one either because it was free.
Also,
And
the Founders Pack for Ring of Elysium is $3. Like, if you want to buy the game in early access, it's just $3. Which is a pretty cheap
Stupid.
early access.
Well, the good thing about that is you can play for free. See if you want to support the company, then pay $3 to support the company.
Yes, that is my biggest thing.
How's
People-
there's got to be
research.
microtransactions because they're going to
be
be
right back,
paying
one
for it
sec.
somehow. How's that work?
As far as I could tell, I think you could buy like little loot chests that give you just cosmetic gear and whatnot.
Okay.
Or you could just buy it's a lot like PUBG. You play, you earn coins or credits, and then you use those credits to buy chests, and then you can't sell that stuff on the auction house either on Steam. It's all just yours. And they have a shitload of dailies and
Do
weekly
you have
quests.
to buy keys to unlock the damn things like
No.
PUBG now?
No, you just buy a chest and then you open it and you get gear that do nothing. But the interesting part is that there are 3 specs that you could choose. There's a hang glider in which you jump off something, you can pop your hang glider out and fly across the area. There's a snowboard in which you can, on a hill, you can jump on your snowboard and slide down faster. And then 3, which is the pickaxe, which you can use to climb rocky areas and terrain, and also use the zip line in the map to traverse the areas fast.
Which do you choose?
I use the hang glider.
I would just because of like all I thought of was Zelda when you said that. Like because
I'm thinking I'm
love
prone
it.
to falling off of things, so it would probably come in handy.
Yes, like you can just
Oh
jump off and do
shit!
it.
Push the button. I'm fine.
The super interesting the way the game ends is that the map eventually shrinks into one small little area, and then you have a helicopter comes in, and there are 4 slots on the helicopter. It takes a long time for you to climb up the ladder, so you have to be very careful if you want to try to get out fast, or if you want to watch it and kill everybody who tries to escape, and then to get on the helicopter. So, but even if you kill everybody, you do not win. You have to escape on the helicopter.
So can 4 of you escape then?
Yes, 4 people can escape because once you're on the helicopter, you're safe.
So if you got there, climbed up first, there's still 3 other people that can climb up afterwards,
Yes.
and they can't do anything to you. You can't do anything to them.
Right. You're safe up there. Once you're in the helicopter, you're
Is there a
escaping.
first, second, third, and fourth, or is just victory because you escaped?
It's victory because you escaped. It's like first place. You guys won.
Okay.
Yeah.
But good luck trying to get up because it's slow. Like, I got killed by the guy who won, and you just see this guy climbing up the ladder, and the guy's just watching him, and then pop, and then he
Yeah.
falls off and dies. It's like, damn, gotta be careful,
Wow.
gotta be fast.
Damn.
But it's free to play. I downloaded it. The one thing, it has a bug. It can only be run on your main hard drive.
So you can't install it on auxiliary hard drives or externals, things like that.
Yes, it has to be on the drive that it has your copy of Windows on it.
But well, then it's a good thing that I'm installing PUBG then.
There you go.
Yeah.
Make some space.
I had to install it twice because I installed it on my Steam hard drive. It did not load up at all. And then it's like, oh, you need to install it on your main one. I was like,
I
fine.
wonder why that is.
I don't know. That's weird.
I guess there might be a certain program or something that it runs from, or it has a counter hacking program too that it runs so that people can't cheat in it.
That sounds more accurate, I guess.
Yeah,
That would come off of
anti-cheat.
that.
Yeah, an anti-cheat.
Good.
So yeah, there was that. That's what I've been playing. Probably play it once I'm done here too.
I spent my week playing a lot of kind of things that I didn't have to think too hard about. It's been a really weird week. But I played a lot of Terraria, which if you don't own that game, just at some point just get it.
How do you not own that game at this point?
It goes on sale on Steam sales for
For
$2.50.
Here, I've got a quarter right here. Take this quarter and go buy you Terraria when it's on sale.
But it's
I'm trying to think
it's
if I
a
own it or
fun-
not. I think I do, though.
It's just
Yeah,
an
everybody should
8-bit
try.
buildy, explory kind of thing. It's kind of akin to Minecraft, but
It's a 2D
IMO
Minecraft.
better. I mean, I don't know. It randomly generates your world. Once you're in there, you can just build and look for stuff and, whatever. Tunnel if you want. I mean, it's a nice palette cleanser in between all the other stuff that you're playing, because you really don't have to overthink it if you don't want to. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, like you can summon world bosses and things like that to do and strategize and all of that fun stuff, but if you want something to just kind of mellow out with, that's a good one too.
I kind of like Starbound a little bit.
Starbound, I just got really irritated with the makers of it, and with Terraria, I don't have to worry about where my home planet is or going anywhere. It's all centrally one world, so I'll have to...
How ironic. The people that made Terraria left it and then went and made Starbound, and then the community picked up Terraria and has been improving it ever since.
Yeah.
Which I think
Well, it's
somebody else
because
owns it
they
now.
were the devs ended up being assholes when they made Starbound. So I kind of, I'm sad that we even bought it because I hate to support them with that, but Terraria is great.
That was the other early access game that I bought. Starbound.
Ah, okay. But yeah, I played that. We finally got our laptop. Yay!
Yeah.
So
About
The
time.
laptop right here.
yeah.
Yeah. Apparently there was some
night-
crazy issue with the fucking online ordering thing,
Yeah,
and it was
weird.
never sent through. So once we went in there, we still got it on the sale that we bought it, and they just fixed us up and good to go.
So last
good.
night I spent time playing City Skylines in bed whilst I watched movies, and then this morning I played Tropico. It's been a big palette cleanse week. Okay, these are all games that I don't have to think too hard about, but they've been so wonderful. And I think you need those kinds of games. You just need games that occasionally you can go on autopilot so that you're still actively doing something, but you don't have to dedicate full brain power to it.
And I think that's the reason a lot of people kind of attach themselves to mobile games, is because it was something to where most people have their phone in their hand at some point. They didn't have to buy extra equipment. It was something they already owned, so they could just turn around and play with that type of stuff. So it's those of us that have PCs and even consoles and stuff are always going to have games that are similar to that. But it's great to...
I mean, on console for me it was Civ-Rev.
Civ-Rev.
Civ-Rev, because I could put it on easy mode and just kind of go explore the continent and pass time, essentially.
And beat up the bots.
Yeah, I
One
mean,
of these
it
days
was,
the bots are going to beat you up
look,
for all
it's
that.
a game that I
Fuck
played
Abby.
specifically because I didn't want to have to think about things. Like, it was a palette cleansy, just zen out game. Same thing with Katamari. You don't have to think too hard about those things. You just need
Rolly,
those
rolly,
things.
rolly, rolly, rolly.
Let me tell you, still looking forward to Katamari on the Switch.
Rolly, rolly, rolly,
Rolly, rolly, rolly, in bed. Yeah.
So that's awesome. What you got, Baka?
I have played a little bit of Overwatch, Heroes of the Storm, World of Warcraft. I almost got my mage up to 120.
Nice.
I've been keeping up with dailies on the Hunter. I think I'm at like, what was it, 230, 236 gear score or something like that now.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
And I have been playing a crap ton of Pokemon Go.
Really?
See that mobile pallet cleanse right there. There it is.
Mobile pallet cleanse.
I have 4 legendary Pokemon now.
Are you friends on that game? Probably not, because I just thought about this. But are you friends on that game with my sister by any chance? She is looking for more friends to exchange gifts with.
Me?
No. But I need
No, we're
more
not.
people.
Okay.
The only people I have is
Because
Chicken
I
and Red.
sent Kyle a gift like a week ago, and the motherfucker still has not opened it.
I will let her know.
Really?
I don't know
He gets
how
one.
you guys become friends, but I will hook you
Yeah,
two
you
up
just
Baka,
somehow.
Baka will have to become friends because I've got lots of gifts to send.
Okay. Well,
Because when
then
I was
I'll
in
send
Seattle,
both
I
of
picked
you
a bunch
my
of them
sister's
up.
way, because she is super into it. She loves Pokemon Go.
Yeah, I have Articuno, Zapdos, Entei, and Raikou for legendaries.
So you're missing one of the birds and one of the dogs.
Yep.
Of course. I have none. I play that game periodically.
sending my sister a
Pokemon
text
Go.
now, so don't
I have
forget.
caught and evolved way more Pokemon than I had the entire time I was down in Midland, up here.
Well, but now you're in a bigger area, right? So it gives you that availability. See, that's the only time I ever do it is when I go somewhere. So if I'm at Disney, I open it up and I walk around because inside Disney it's Pokestops every 10 feet.
It's fucking cluttered.
Yeah, we went to a graveyard but while we were out running errands because they just had Pokestops all in there. So we drove through and hit like 5 or 6 Pokestops.
Inside of a graveyard. That's so weird.
That's disrespectful as hell. I'm just here for the Pokestop.
But it's almost like, well, I've got to go decorate your grandmother's grave, and the kids are like, no, I don't want to go, and somebody's like, oh, I'm gonna make this to where everybody has to deal with this as a parent. So what we're gonna do is just put Pokestops in there. It's like one of the guys, the developers, had to deal with that problem, so he made it okay. So.
Yeah, it was just kind of out of nowhere. So we're like, all right. I almost have enough to evolve a Magikarp into a Gyarados.
Wow, that takes several hundred years.
Yeah, I think I'm almost at 300 candy.
I thought it was it's 400, right?
Yeah, it's 400, but
Yeah, but he's got a lot more than I do. I think I'm at 100.
Yeah,
I think I've got
went
like 80.
from having like maybe 10, 15 candies to like almost 300.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
I sent her a text.
Let's go down here to go see the dinosaur museum and catch a crap ton of Pokemon.
I have no Pokeballs. My Pokemon Go is all fucked up, so I don't play very often.
Yeah, he's got some weird issue where it thinks that he's in a place that he's not or something like that.
It always keeps me I'd say about 30 or 40 feet from where I'm actually at.
Yeah, there's something.
So I could be next to a Pokestop.
Did
I'm
you
not
uninstall?
uninstalling and reinstalling because then I won't remember my password. I don't even know what email I used for that damn thing. If I uninstall it, I will lose it forever. So I just suffer and I move about 30 feet away from the Pokestop for my character to move on the Pokestop. But, while I'm in a car, he just, I'm next to a Pokestop and he's way over there. And it's like, just come over this way. Fuck it, whatever. I don't care. Well, whatever. I don't care.
Craziness.
Well, you guys want to talk about some news stuff?
Sure.
Some news.
I just wanted to get this out of the way early because it's not a really big story, but it's something worth mentioning. We were talking about, Black was like, I'm gonna uninstall PUBG because it'll free up some space for the other game that you guys want to play and all that junk. Did you see what size Red Dead Redemption 2 is at launch? It's 105 gigs. You need 105 gigs of free space, you guys. What? That's not even including all the online stuff, is it? I don't think it is. I think it said it wasn't. I don't know. Let me go look at it.
They need
That's crazy.
They need to get in contact with Nintendo and be like, how do we make our games smaller?
Well, and here's the thing: is if you think about it this way, all of us that own an original console that came out this generation console and it came out, it's like a 500 gig hard drive that came with it. And before it was 40, 50 gig. I'm having to delete a couple games or one game in order to be able to put this one in here. Now you have to delete like 3 games in order to be able to put one fucking game on.
And the article, the guy who wrote it was talking about having an original PS4, so he has 500 gigs to work with total. 100 of that will be monopolized.
Less than that because some of that goes towards.
So it's technically like 480
files.
Something.
Yeah, so I mean, he's basically gonna have to uninstall like everything.
Yeah, if I didn't have a 5 terabyte drive attached to my Xbox One, I mean that would it would drive me crazy. But even then, I'm thinking about it now, going, there's a certain percentage that it's listed at. It would like the percentage would go off. It would just be like, what in the world just happened? What did you put on here?
Can you imagine how long it's going to take some people to download that? Like if you bought the digital copy or you're purchasing online or whatever, 105 gigs to download.
Okay,
Rip your cap.
I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick lesson right here. Okay, so back when we had the really crappy internet, 174 kilobits a second, it took me 22 hours to download Shogun at 14 gigs. Now,
Get ready for downloading for weeks.
take down, that's like 10 times as big. So it would take almost 10 days to download Red Dead at that speed. 10 days, people. Like, I mean, you'd have to release it 10 days before for people with the crappy internet so that they could play it on release day. Otherwise, they'd have to wait 2 weeks to play the game after they release it.
And knowing how
it.
game companies are now, like especially with PC games, if you went to go buy the box at the like off the shelf at the store for the PC copy, it's still probably going to be a download code. You're just going to open the empty box to a download code, and that's it. So you still have
even
to download it.
I want to say with even a 50 gig drive, 50 gig game now, if you're doing 50 gig, I want to say it still takes anywhere from 2 to 4 hours to download with our good internet. So you're still dealing with an 8-hour download. So it's,
but at least with an 8-hour download, you can set it to download overnight and play it the next day.
I want to play it the day it comes out.
Right?
God damn it! It's like, I have to download.
Maybe they'll do that preload thing where you can preload it before it launches.
Oh, good! I only get to play it a week after it comes out.
I don't know, man. I don't do these things. I don't make these choices. Talk to Rockstar.
Ridiculous.
They won't listen to you, but you could try.
Rockstar, stop. Go talk to Nintendo. How do they make their games into little chips? Come on, if they can fit Zelda into a little chip without making you download extra stuff afterwards, you could do it too, I promise. I don't
know.
That's just insane.
105. I mean, it
the
sounds
Zelda
like...
game also doesn't have like a online where you're playing against other people either. So.
Well, it
I don't
sounds
even know
like
if
that
that's
maybe there
including
is,
the online.
The online might be included, but then maybe it's not, because the online doesn't launch until after. Like, it will be a subsequent secondary
but
launch.
Be in the game files.
Maybe.
But it's the 4K that's causing the problem, right?
Maybe.
Based on what I read. So because they said that Final Fantasy 15 is 148 gig because of...
It's not when I downloaded it.
But you have the choice to download it. Like on Steam, it actually has the game, and then underneath the DLC content, it's the 4K resolution for free, and that's what adds on to it. You can add it to 4K if you have the capabilities, but if you don't have to worry about it. You can only take your first week and download the game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at my Final Fantasy 15 thing. Is it at the store page? Do I have to look at it at the store page?
We probably downloaded it overnight one time when you were sleeping. It was one of the updates. It should click on there. It should be on it.
I'm working on it. It's age gating me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. 1999, baby. 1999.
I just hit the scroll button and wherever it stops, because usually it's in the 50s or something. Like, that's fine.
Fair enough.
Well, okay.
Okay, I don't
then
see
we will
space, but sure.
Well,
okay. Silence in the podcast.
Silence while we go on.
I was
no problem. Well, while she's looking for that, let's move on to probably what I would probably consider one of the biggest news of the week that is we still don't believe is the PlayStation chief actually says Sony is actually going to do crossplay starting with Fortnite. My favorite comment is the fact it's not just about flipping a switch. Which
don't talk to Epic. Don't talk to Epic. You know.
Epic flipped a switch, not once, twice, and was able to make it happen. So
yeah, and it was an accident for them. So
there really was a guy sitting in the room that goes, "Sony crossplay. What's this button do? Click." Nothing happened. Oh no! The fucking Sony corporations are burning down. Hurry! Flip the switch back off.
Sony.
Okay. It's off. No worries.
If this is legit, and it is something that, well, I mean, I'm sure it's legit. They tweeted it out, but but my thing that I find interesting about it is they are using the most popular game in the world currently to be able to push that through. I would be interested to see what game is next. What decision-making process are they going to do for crossplay, and how long that's going to take? Are you going to do something like Rocket League, which is kind of a dying game, even though it's a fun game? It is kind of a dying game, and put it in that way. Like, what are you going to do next? Are you know what I want? I want true fucking console wars. I want 50 PlayStation people. I want 50 Xbox people, and I want them to battle royale that shit out. And I want to keep tallies of what console wins more. That will bring a new revolution of console pride. How funny would this shit be? Think about it this way: because they keep track of a lot of the analytics. Mm-hmm. And if you've seen both advertisements from both companies, turn around and go, with Xbox, we've had so many of this, so many of that. Like, those of us play Sea of Thieves, they'll go, this amount of bananas were eaten last week, or whatever, and it's like all this different stuff that they have for analytics. I think it would be hilarious if they did something like that and go, Xbox players or PlayStation players, whichever, won 95% of all their games this past week against the other console. The better gamer, now your advertisements change, right? The better gamers are on this, right? Ooh. And here's your proof. And I'm wondering if that, I think it's a money thing.
Whole new console war
I wouldn't do anything like that. I would just keep the passion for your consoles up. Be like, it's pretty close, but Xbox seems to be taking the lead, and then PlayStation's gonna rally and then push back and things like this. Or just create a map where it's like Sony on one side, Xbox on the other, and you got to kind of fight to take territory and whatnot. Like kind of like For Honor, where you take territories and whatnot from each other.
There you go.
Except Nintendo, if you had a three-way fight, Nintendo would lose all the time.
Aww. You got
there's just not enough competitive players on.
Not a hardcore gamers.
No.
Did you know, I saw, because we're talking about the whole Fortnite crossplay thing, the dumbest thing ever. You can actually go to a store, and in the toy section, there are plastic pickaxes that have Fortnite on the back of them. And that's it. Like, please don't buy that for your child. Please don't.
But Fortnite.
No! Stop!
It's like the whole Minecraft stuff all over again. Kids are going to go nuts for it, wanting it. So the same thing happened with Five Nights at Freddy. So the same thing happened with
At least with Five Nights at Freddy's and Cuphead and things like that, there were actually figures that you could get and things like that. This is a freaking plastic pickaxe. That's it.
That's because the main thing in the game is a pickaxe. It's the only thing that's consistent.
Yeah, just don't hit each other in the eyes. You're fine.
Yeah,
PUBG should get on this and start marketing plastic
pickaxe and sword and.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
But at least with theirs it was kitschy because it was 8-bit, so I guess there was some sort of like draw to it. I don't know.
Have you ever tried holding one of those things?
No.
It is awkward as fuck to hold, to wield as a weapon.
Because it's flat?
A pickaxe?
It's flat in the way it's the little square things and... Mm-hmm. Yeah. Awkward as shit.
You just hold it like this.
Fuck it.
Make a duck, turn it to the side, put your paper pickaxe in the middle. There we go. Instructions. Done.
I mean, if you want to make him a pickaxe, just like get a cardboard tube, like from wrapping paper, and then like stick a piece of foam or something on top and let them.
I can make them ghetto pickaxes over there. He's got those ones that
they're gonna break it anyway, so
okay.
Fine.
Just don't let them play with it in the house, because that's how you get all of your lamps broken. And anything that's on tables.
That's why you send them to the neighbor's house.
Go next door and play with all of your destructive things. Bye!
Exactly.
Yeah, then they will start taking it and breaking things and trying to loot stuff out of it. Or getting materials and try to build.
To rip up the floorboards and...
Oh my god, stop it.
I did see a video online the other day that somebody had taken it at their apartment complex from their apartment, and there was a kid with something, like a stick or something, that was just outside hitting the shrubbery, like the bushes, just repeatedly. Like, are you like Minecrafting Fortniting right now, or...
Minecraft Fortnite.
Are you just bored? I don't know what to do. Is this a byproduct
in other
of...
Fortnite news, they are going to be able to cross-manage their accounts. You're going to be able to link your single account up to all your consoles now. So
they're finally going to change
the PlayStation
that too.
curse.
Thanks.
Yes.
Thanks, PlayStation, for finally growing up about this stuff.
Yes. I mean, come on now. But it's not there entirely. But they're working on to make it so that you can. This one isn't just a simple switch that you can. So there's that. Also, there's no PlayStation experience this year.
Is that not weird to you guys? Because to me, I thought they had carved stuff out of their E3 presentation. In my mind, surely the reason this E3 presentation is so lacking is because they're saving all of the good stuff for their own expo at the end of the year. Just kidding. No, they're not.
What I would like to see is PlayStation's numbers for this year, for 2018, because I have a suspicion, because that company has been mismanaged monetarily in the past. I have a feeling it's been mismanaged again, and that's why we're getting crossplay right now, because somebody finally convinced them, hey, we need to catch up and play in order to get money in or whatever, and they're trying to restructure some of this stuff, and that just costs them money to have the PSX. So I'd be very interested to see their numbers, because other than, and I'm talking about before Spider-Man was released, because Spider-Man helped them the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, that's a boost because it's an amazing game that is platform exclusive.
Right, and you got, I mean, even though, you know, it's mixed reviews in a lot of ways on stuff like Sea of Thieves was a big hit for Xbox, and PC players can play it too. You don't have anything like that for PlayStation at all. There's nothing for PlayStation that I can cross-play with my PC.
Well, no, there's
Fortnite. Originally it was supposed to be the Vita, but they kind of scrapped all that.
Mm-hmm. Right? We got until, next year before they stop making everything for it, so... You know, it's just, yeah, I'm very interested. I would like to see their numbers, because I have a feeling that they're trying to cut back on their budget a little bit.
I could see
for
that.
Some reason.
I mean, they've also got, like you said, Spider-Man helped out a lot. They've got the anticipation of Last of Us 2, Part 2, whatever we're calling it, that's coming out next year, and Kingdom Hearts 3 is also on the way. Although Kingdom Hearts 3
that's multi-platform.
Is multi-platform now. But I imagine because of the previous ones being Sony exclusives for a long time, I imagine that you're going to have a larger player base on PlayStation.
You're most likely right on that. Of course, and the thing that's weird about that too is because they're still exclusive. The old ones are still exclusive. So they're supposed to be like, you can, like, I bought the PS4 one that has all of them on it that are completely remastered and all the stuff that's in between.
Right.
And then they're supposed to have a version of it supposedly that you could buy Kingdom Hearts 3 and would also come with all that. So you might have people that are holding off on that version of it just to get the Kingdom Hearts 3 that has everything with it. So that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. I just don't think they have very much to show. It seems like they've just focused on their big first-party titles, and they don't have many more of those that they have not announced. I mean, they got Last of Us Part 2 that we keep seeing stuff about that you don't want to see everything about. I mean, so they're going to run out of footage eventually that they're willing to show.
God of War did well.
Yeah, I know. But, I mean, you've got God of War, you got Spider-Man.
Horizon Zero Dawn did really well last year for them.
Yeah, but, I mean, there's really not much...
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty sure it was.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe that's right. I think it was early. It might have been a December release. but I feel like that we ended up with it in 2017 is when most of us played it. So,
and also this little bit in the article that I have, I looked in the comments and I didn't realize this. It's also worth noting that Microsoft has announced a consumer-focused event dubbed XO18 for Mexico City in the United States for November 10th. Phil Spencer has promised big announcements from the company. How come I have not heard a single word about this at all? Like,
I haven't either.
That seems like that would be a huge expo for Xbox, because it seems like this is their answer to PSX.
Yeah, to PSX, and PSX is not happening this year. So
yeah, like, I mean, holy shit, why is that not anywhere in the news?
That's weird.
That is weird.
Because that's pretty fucking major.
Soon.
That's in a month and some days.
Yeah. Wait, it's when? When was the date?
In November 10th.
Oh, I thought you said October 10th. I was like, that's like 2 weeks.
Okay, I'm very confused by this. Because it says it's dubbed for XO18 for Mexico City in the United States.
Maybe in
Mexico
case you
City
saw
is not located in...
Is there not a Mexico City, U.S.?
No.
No. Mexico City is one of the largest
There
cities
is, but it's like a podunk town that nobody really knows
Like, when you
about.
say Mexico City, that's Mexico.
Well, okay. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Interesting. So
maybe they meant at Mexico City in North America, or a different city in the United States.
There's definitely some misinformation with that.
Yeah, that's... Well, to be fair, this is Eurogamer. They're not as familiar with the geography.
Fair enough. So it might be somewhere different in the U.S., or it just might be in North America and they think it's in the U.S.
Right. And I'm not 100% sure that that's probably... If I had to guess, that's why we haven't heard about it, because it's not in the U.S., it's in Mexico. Does that make sense?
Why in the world would you put it in Mexico, though? Especially a consumer meeting.
I'm assuming to... I don't know. I really don't know. I was trying to think of something. I was wondering
where you were going to go with that.
I was trying to come up with something, but I really have no answer for that.
Especially
but maybe to boost their numbers in the Mexico area. I don't know how big Xbox gaming is there, but
could be
Mexico
huge.
City is a very large city, and it's got a lot to do. So I don't know, but I always thought of culturally as Mexicans of being more outdoorsy than indoorsy, where Americans, we're kind of both. And Japanese, they have Wi-Fi everywhere, right? Is that what we just
Yeah, that's right. Their whole country is just a giant Wi-Fi hotspot.
Yeah.
But that's most of the PlayStation news. Interesting stuff from them this week. In other news, Fallout 76 has announced their beta date and the new video. But you can only get in... reading this article, I realized something.
Yes.
You can only get into the beta if you pre-ordered the game.
Mm-hmm.
Back in my day, if you put money down on a game, which you used to be able to, come in and put $5 down on the game, and then you get like invite to the beta so that you could try it out before you committed to buying it. Nowadays, you have to commit to buying it before you get into the beta. You can't put money down on it. You just have to buy it outright.
Oh,
because a lot of people would go in and put the $5 down, get into the beta, play it, and then cancel.
That's only
Yeah, you just go in and cancel.
if you didn't like it, though.
Yeah, that's
But
what.
isn't that the point of the beta?
That's what everybody did. Like with.
It was like an early demo, but I guess.
Yeah, with Black Ops 4, that's what a lot of people did. Is they went in and they would put their $5 down or whatever. It's considered a pre-order, and then if you didn't like it, then you just said no. And you could do the same thing actually in the Microsoft Store, because you could put the money down in the Microsoft Store if you wanted to play on Xbox, and they give it to you, and then because of their refund policy, you can actually say afterwards, no, I don't want to play this. So.
Huh. That's interesting.
Well,
I didn't.
Out of all of the Fallout games I've ever seen, this one definitely has the least amount of hype that I've seen.
But I think it's because
years.
it's an online versus a story mode kind of deal. Because most of the people that are going to be super hyped about Fallout are going to be playing it for the single player story experience, not the multiplayer, always online stuff.
There was quite a few people that were upset about it, like when we were at PAX, that there wasn't anything there. That
I need to see this game. Like, I have to see it. I'm going to watch the Twitch streams if people are going to be doing it, but I have to have some eyes on this thing to see what it has to offer before I'm committing to it.
I like that, we've discussed this before. I like the system of how to get rid of griefers and trolls, or not necessarily get rid of them, but punish them.
Style. I like that. I like what I'm hearing so far, but I need to see it before.
You see with your nose?
See with my nose. I've only got one eye. I just paint one on to make it look normal. But yeah, I need to see it.
I mean, if you're doing that, let's just paint a third one. You can be TM.
Yeah, I'll go with that. But yeah, I'm interested. I need to see it. Beta starts. I didn't even say the date. It's October 23rd for Xbox One, and then PlayStation and PS4 have to wait another week, and then they can play it on October 30th. And it's not going to be a 24/7 deal. They're only going to be opening the servers for a few hours a day,
which I think is weird.
Yeah, like, you want us to break your game?
How
Leave your servers up and let us burn that shit down.
Yeah, we'll find all the glitches and bugs and.
Yeah, I mean, what, you planning on your player base only playing?
I mean, I used to do it all the time in MMOs.
Exactly. So that's weird. Also, there is no crossplay in 76.
That's not surprising.
I'm fine with that. And the people freaking out about that kills me. Like, I understand them being like, hey, there's no crossplay because this company won't allow that to happen. But people should know by now there are certain games that shouldn't be crossplayed.
Well, there are certain games that are just not gonna be crossplay. Like something like Fortnite that already had crossplay in place for a lot of stuff, and there was one holdout. Yeah, be shocked. Go ahead. But most games are not gonna have crossplay. I mean, it's just not something that that has been standard previously, and I don't know if it will be standard just because Fortnite thinks it should be.
I think logistically,
there's the potential that it could become standard at some point or another,
but I don't think that's
not
right now.
It's still early on. Maybe later on, 5 or 6 years down the road, maybe next gen consoles.
Fortnite's going to be a real test to see how Sony handles the crossplay thing to start with. Because, I mean, Xbox has been dabbling in it with PC for a while. And, of course, you have reasons why you don't want to have crossplay, especially with PC players versus console players in a shooter, because mouse and keyboard is going to be more accurate. And I say this as somebody that plays PC games with a controller. It's true that the PC players with the mouse and keyboard are going to be more accurate. But I also know that Xbox is making strides towards mouse and keyboard on their console as well.
That is going to be a huge mistake, and especially since they're leaving it up to the developers whether to implement that or not. Like, I hope I'm fine with any other game, but if you have a multiplayer game that allows mouse and keyboard, you're either
gonna have to divide your community into two separate sets of these people play on console with mouse and keyboard, these people play on console with controllers.
I think,
assuming it's a shooter style.
Well, even if it's a shooter style, I think what you have to look at is whether that's cross-played or not. So you turn around and it's like PUBG currently is not cross-played.
No.
No, but I mean, if you had the potential to play mouse and keyboard along with the controllers on the same platform, though, you're still going to run into the same problem you run into.
Right, but like as in Fortnite is cross-played to PC. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it is. If you have somebody in your party that is on a PC, then you are part of the PC servers. I think the only one that doesn't get to crossplay
is the mobile one, because the rules in it are different or something like that, because it's more geared towards shooting.
No, you can do mobile will do with consoles, I think. I don't think
it can do. I couldn't remember. I thought I had heard something like that, but...
Yeah, but it's funny because when you look at if you're in a party, a squad or whatever, it actually says up there what the person's playing on. It has
you get that one guy that's on
pictures of a PC, and then it has a picture of like the Xbox symbol or whatever if they're playing on Xbox.
You're like, that guy on the phone's going to suffer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so they do allow it for certain things like that. Same thing for if you think of Sea of Thieves. It wouldn't be a big deal because on the same servers you have people that are playing both.
I feel like with Sea of Thieves, the accuracy is not.
I still stand by the fact that if two people of equal skill fight each other, controller, mouse, and keyboard, the mouse and keyboard is going to win every single time.
None of us are going to disagree with that.
So I mean, you got to be careful, especially in competitive shooters. You got to be careful if you're gonna. Because no professional game uses controller.
That is Overwatch, available on PC.
Yeah.
Because things like your Gears of War Pros, your Halo Pros,
they all use controllers and whatnot. But if it has the option for mouse and keyboard, all the professionals will use mouse and keyboard. Has the highest skill ceiling. So, I mean, it's okay if you want to, but it will make the experience somewhat a little harder for people.
What? No way.
But, I mean, I don't disagree, but I also think it's going to be rare. I don't think you're going to have a whole lot of people that are...
Yeah, I don't think...
You're not going to have a whole lot of people going, yeah, fuck yeah, they put mouse and keyboard. I'm not playing my PC
I'm
ever again.
I'm going to buy an Xbox.
But I think you will have some Xbox players that want to have a competitive edge and will retrain themselves with that so that they can be better.
There'll be a learning curve there.
Then they'll just go to PC.
Use mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, Baku will play all sorts of shooters over there.
Oh, shit.
I'll go make some little kid cry.
You're so nice to everybody.
It also depends if they have aim assist, because if the controller has aim assist, they'll beat the mouse and keyboard player every time.
Because of the lock-on, the auto targets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why if you went to play Overwatch on Xbox, it'd be a lot different, because watching you play, you know how I told you your aiming is kind of bouncy when you're trying to target? It'll kind of follow the person for you. So,
which, I mean,
that'd just be a huge advantage. PC player trying to follow somebody, and you just see theirs just following them as they're trying to jump away. And it's like, what the fuck is going on?
That would be PC players reporting people for aimbots left and right.
Yes, it would. It's not aimbot, it's aim assist, bitch. Whatever.
Why you gotta be a pansy and you use aim assist?
I will 100% agree with the mouse keyboard being more accurate, but I am somebody that does play with no aim assist on PC with a controller, and I can still hold my own. So
quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite well. Last week we talked about TellTale Games shutting down supposedly, and it looks like it's gotten worse.
Yeah, that like every day this week, just about. I almost opened the news and was like, okay, so what did they do now?
It now appears. At first we got a comment from one of the voice actresses saying that she didn't know if they were going to be able to finish the game at all.
Voice actress.
Do I know?
Clementine's voice actress.
Yep. Didn't know if they were going to be able to finish the game, and then now it looks like the final season has been removed from sale on digital stores. So
there's actually more around that, I guess. Yeah, she said she knew they were going to ship episode 2, and after that it was up in the air. Then there was a bunch of other companies that have apparently offered assistance to try to help finish this season of The Walking Dead, although that's behind closed doors right now.
There's probably a lot more debt than some of the companies want to get into.
I mean, it's something that I think that they're trying to help out in a pro bono way, because so many of these people did just lose their jobs inexplicably after working on this. They want to kind of help them finish this last project and get that out. But the problem with that is, it has been pulled for sale because they can't guarantee the product anymore. And beyond that, they're also being sued, which means if they did sell the product, all of that money would go to the lawsuit probably, because the way that they were fired is technically illegal. The employees were supposed to be given, under California law and I think federal law as well, 60 days notice so that they knew their benefits were going to end, that they were going to lose their job, but they were not told that. They were told the day of.
But the way they're going to argue this, and it is the legal way, is that they were in talks to get funding for it, and because AMC and Smilegate basically backed out and were like, sorry, and just stopped, their money just dropped immediately, and they were like, well, shit, now we can't have all of these people. So it was unforeseen. I used unforeseen to the management, so it was just an avalanche that happened almost immediately, and it was unfortunate for everybody.
But I don't think that clears them legally from the responsibility
But it is legal.
Maybe it depends on how it works out on.
It'll probably be a settle out of court.
Yeah, it'll probably be a settlement issue, which is probably why they went ahead and pulled the sale. But at the same time, even if that was an unforeseen circumstance, you should have had money in the budget based on the fact that wasn't the only game that you were producing. It was just that they mismanaged every single bit of their money at that company. I mean, that was 100% management fail. So
THQ Nordic, man, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, let the dust settle from this first, though. So let's go ahead and wait
I think of them as like paleontologists or archaeologists. Like after the dust is settled and it's been buried, they come out and kind of dig it up, and it's like, oh, I really like this.
No, see, if you're
just mine.
This is how you make this work. If you're THQ Nordic, you wait for the lawsuit stuff to come in, find out what the numbers are, and then go to TellTale and say, look, we're going to help you out. We're actually going to pay for the settlement on this back end of it. All you have to do is just give us all the rights to everything else, and y'all walk away. So it might actually end up costing them less than the
I don't know. They don't. THQ doesn't seem like doctors to me. They just seem more like archaeologists.
But the problem is if, as long as that
wait till it's dead.
As long as that lawsuit's there, and if they settle out, anything made will end up having to go over to the other. So it could end up costing them less in the long run to do it that way. So
if they want to dabble into that field, which I don't know. Oh, if they fucking dabble into everything. So
I mean, they went from point and click games to what they currently have, man.
Yeah, which is everything from fucking RPGs to action adventures to first person shooters to everything in between.
So they're managing something right.
Yeah, no shit.
So,
which Darksiders 3?
The place as TellTale Nordic.
How far are we from an E3 where TH Nordic is doing a presentation?
I can hear the crowd now screaming at the top of their lungs for how great they are.
They need to. Well, it'll be after Darksiders 3 launches. We need to see how well that does, and then we need to Biomutant, so that there's a little bit of hype surrounding them on their own before.
Like, if those two games do really well, consider them a AAA company at that point, because they have all of these titles. They've released two massive games that they've resurrected. Well, one massive game they've resurrected, and a standalone IP that they've come up with. And it's like, look at us.
Though, like, okay, so say that Biomutant does okay, but most of their acclaim comes from games that they have done exactly what we want them to, which is resurrect them. How much flack do they get for essentially being industry carrions, where they just show up after something dies to feast off the carcass? Or necromancers, where they're like, this is dead, resurrect.
Hey, you know what? We're Infinite Respawn, where we say there's no such thing as game over.
Okay.
I'm right there with you.
So, my thing is THQ Nordic, if they can resurrect franchises and bring them back to us and do it in a way that we all enjoy and love because they love the games as much as we do,
I'm all about it.
I don't think they're going to get flack at all, because I think all of us we're big on that type of thing. I mean, we love games. We love to play them.
I don't think it would be a problem with us, but I think that there are other people that would give them heavy criticism if they were more successful with things that they had resurrected versus their own product. Which, I mean, screw you guys. I'm going to play what's cool and what I like, so, you know.
I mean, there's got to be, like, without THQ Nordic, all of those titles, like those cult classics that people found and loved, we would be without... We'd be lost without our, you know...
to make offers to, like, repeated offers to
I mean, they have Saints Row now.
I know.
So, I mean...
the downside is, okay, yes, they have Saints Row. However, did you play Agents of Mayhem? I bet you didn't. I bet a lot of people didn't, because it was not successful, which Agents of Mayhem was supposed to be an online version of Saints Row. And it had the similar animations and everything, similar humor. It even had some of the same characters. I think
they
Pierce
didn't
was
do
in
that
it, Johnny
one.
Cat. What?
They didn't do that one.
That is a
THQ Nordic didn't do it.
Deep Silver did, didn't they?
Yeah, Deep Silver did
Deep
that.
Silver. Yeah, THQ Nordic bought them after they failed.
But they released that game after Saints 4 and all of that other stuff, after the acquisition. Because that was, Agents of Mayhem was, I want to say last year or before last.
It's 2017, I think.
August of 2017.
It may have been their last game that they released or something, but yeah, because THQ Nordic is not on.
Yeah, they're not attached to it, although I thought they were.
Yeah, okay, I was like, no. THQ Nordic didn't have anything to do with it. They bought them after they died out. And then gobbled up they basically wait for the company to die out and then gobble them up. That's why they probably won't do it with TellTale. They'll wait till they die and then gobble them up real quick.
Yeah, because it was released last year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They bought them shortly after, I think.
Yeah, it was only a couple months that it ran, right?
Yeah, in February 2018. Koch Media and Deep Silver were acquired by THQ Nordic, and it was released in August of 2017.
Okay.
So 6 months after they released it.
I mean, it didn't do well regardless, but...
No, it didn't, but they
I just think they
found
didn't,
them and brought them back.
They didn't have a market for that. Like, Saints Row has a market, but again, it's the same thing as that they're doing with Fallout 76. It is a single-player game that you are trying to turn into a multiplayer franchise, and your core audience is not there for that.
Well, but to be fair, GTA was the same way and has become an online game as well, though.
Yeah, but they gave you both sides of it.
Yeah,
they gave you both sides of the coin.
And I think that the weird
story's better.
The GTA audience is an anomaly because you've got, years and years and years and years after the launch of it, it's still charting somehow. And that is just unheard of with any other game. That audience is just weird.
Oh, it's because they're patching all the holes with the hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars that people are just giving them for some reason.
So. I mean, I literally cannot explain that phenomenon to you. I cannot tell you what made that so successful. Because if you didn't start playing that game, like GTA Online, at the beginning and work your way up, or you don't have like millions just about to pump into it to get all of the stuff, that it is so unenjoyable. Like, it is not a fun thing to do. You show up on a server and you get instantly run over with all of the bulletproof cars and the best gear ever, and there's not you can do about it. Like, there's nothing you can do.
Throw C4 at it, shoot it with rocket launchers, not a damn
thing. There's things that they've tried to do. Like, you can do a private server to level up. You can do, like, a mode where the other players can't kill you, although people have still found a way to make it super annoying. Like, one, if you're in a vehicle, that they can still blow up the vehicle and kill you. Or if you're inside like a building and shopping clothes or whatever, that they can put a car in front of there. And
so you can't get back out. Yeah, I mean, it's still griefing. I cannot explain to you how that game still makes money. But I don't think that any other game could do that. And that is a solo thing, which is why, I mean, I think Fallout 76, just based on the name, is going to get a decent amount of money. But I don't think it's going to be as big of a success as a solo Fallout game would be.
Yeah,
I'd be interested to see. I think it goes back to what Chicken was talking about with the beta. When the beta comes out and people are playing it, and we could get a better idea of what it is.
It's true.
I need to see it. Like, I'm interested. That's what
Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be for, anyways. Is the single player experience.
Yeah. Ooh, Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, but we don't even have a clue about when that game is going to actually come out.
Well, yeah, you're right. They've got to release Elder Scrolls Skyrim about another 4 or 5 times, and then. Yeah. Then they'll start working on 6.
It's coming to the refrigerator, right, Mike?
Exactly. Oh, it's also
near you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I'm gonna go grab it. Actually, I want to go ahead and do this dungeon.
Pocket Skyrim on your phone.
They've already got that.
Too funny.
Their little dungeon delver thing.
What else we want to talk about news-wise?
We talked about
cease and desist orders.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't know. Did we talk about the Nintendo Online? Because we talked about it last week.
We have not talked about the cloud extension.
We haven't talked about the update.
Okay, because we talked about it last week, and we thought that as soon as your account lapsed, you automatically lost your cloud saves. That is not how it is. You have 6 months like Sony, and then your cloud saves are gone. So if your account lapses, you have 6 months to get your account back up, and then you get them. So our harshness on Nintendo in that market was uncalled for, but all the other stuff do better. We just wanted to clarify after the news was said so that we did not look like dumbasses after last week.
Minor correction. Thank you for the update.
Yeah. All right, now all the cease and desists.
Besides the one people are just crying about for Rome 2, about the female generals.
Man babies.
Oh no.
Yes, that's not part of the cease and desist.
There's not many times that I will call people man babies and things like that, because everybody's entitled to their feelings and whatnot. But if you're crying because there is a woman present in a game and it is an option for you to play with them and you don't have to, you are a man baby. I'm sorry. Get over it.
The screen cap that they have, like even someone in the comments said that they probably spent hours re-rolling
to get that outcome. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's outrage for outrage's sake. I mean, it's dumb, it's stupid, they're optional. And also, the people who are crying historical accuracy, please, I would like to point out that in that game, you can play as Sparta, but not that, I mean, Sparta was not in that time period that you're playing in. So you're already historically inaccurate, but you were okay with that inaccuracy because it was a dude. Shut up.
But
Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Out of my face.
Spartans are all over the place, Grif.
Well,
they're still around in secret.
They're the Illuminati. I just, that's outrage for outrage's sakes. That's a bunch of men babies. How dare you bring women into my games? That is why you are forever alone.
Yes.
That shit drives me crazy. Like, I don't understand. It's like, we've had this discussion before. A lot of times with character creation, everything else, you get to be who you want to be. Mm-hmm. Play as who you want to play as. All they're doing is adding that into a game, and you're getting a choice and making it happen if you want to. That's it.
Yep.
You don't have to be a woman if you don't want to be.
Beyond that, if you want to go just base game, it doesn't change the mechanics either. That AI is going to perform the same no matter whether the picture that pops up with it is male or female. Get over it. Jeez. It's not hard. And I'm sorry, if I offend people in our audience, if you're offended by the fact that I think that it's dumb that you hate having women in games, bye-bye. I got no love for that. That's stupid. That's dumb. Get over yourself. And you're probably also the people that complain about no women like me and I'm such a nice guy. No, you're not.
Well, hopefully if they're listening to us, they already feel the same way you do when it comes to that.
I'm surprised that they held on for this long if they're not. Because, right? I mean, I have had this opinion forever, and that's never going to change, so... I will get
her whole life.
Up about
Isn't that weird?
Yep, right?
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in the whole anything you can do, I can do, possibly better. So...
I mean, I feel that way about everybody and everything. It's like, if one person can do it, another person can do it just the same or better. I mean, it doesn't fucking matter. You're all just humans. Get the fuck along and quit goddamn complaining.
Yeah.
Right.
God.
So, back to the cease and desist.
Okay. So, this guy was making a Spyro game from the ground up using Spyro assets. And he got a cease and desist letter. Who's surprised? Raise their hand.
No hands. None at all.
Yeah,
Baka, put your hand down. This is not the cake line.
So yeah, he was creating a game called Spyro Myths Awaken, and he's been working on it for about a year. And
they were like, no.
Yeah, it's like, what are you guys doing? Stop. Okay? So, there's that one. And I put these in there because there were 3 things of copyright in the news this week. So I had to. All right. The second one is Cease and Desist forces impressive fan recreation of the Enterprise from Star Trek: The Next Generation. So he was creating a full VR exploration style game where you can just explore the ship, and he got a cease and desist letter.
Was he going to sell it?
I do not think so.
Okay. Because
he's been working on it for 2 years.
I wonder how okay. Somebody also built an Enterprise that you could wander around in that was supposed to be a scale model in Minecraft.
Minecraft, yeah.
So I'm just wondering how that didn't fall under cease and desist, but this did.
The only thing that I can...
That is a parody version. No, it's like a cartoon version, where this is actually built in the Unreal Engine 4 full-scale model.
Okay.
I'm just wondering... I'm wondering if they did that because it's VR. You have the recent Star Trek VR game that's come out.
And aren't they making a reboot of it or a continuation
of the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a new.
Yeah.
The show's out. It's on
back,
CBS is online.
So it seems like they might be doing something like this themselves.
Maybe.
Possibly. So we just have to see.
That'd be neat.
It is impressive though. If you see the video of the Enterprise D, make sure that you go through and look at it. It's great. So, is that no, we got one more.
Yeah,
that was the Mario Kart one.
Nintendo.
Okay, to be fair, the thumbnail for this, and Oak's going to put it up in Discord any second now, the thumbnail for this ruins Mario for me, because I realize now that if you have an actual person that dressed up as Mario and they're wearing a Mario mask, the head is freakishly small to the body.
The Luigi one is good, though. Look at the guy in the back. He looks fine.
It's not bad. He's got Death Stare going.
Yeah.
The Mario one, I can't. It has ruined everything for me.
No,
my
it's
life
Mari.
is over.
It's Mari. Yeah, it's Mari Kart.
Okay.
They forgot the O.
That they are definitely making money off of, which I can understand the cease and desist. Also the nightmares, thanks.
I mean, it's just like, all right, people, why do you try to take these copyrighted products and
make money off of them?
Yeah, well, even if it's not making money off of them, try to create your own projects with them. You can't. Don't show it to public if you are going to do something like that. Keep it under, and this is not, I'm not going to advocate for it.
Fight Club.
Yes, make it like Fight Club.
Mario Kart.
It's like exactly what happened with Halo Waypoint. That shit got onto Twitch and started getting popular, and then Microsoft's like, hey, cease and desist. Oh, damn it.
Yes, if you have something cool that might be protected by copyright, definitely don't display it everywhere.
The bad part about this is, like, you're doing this in Japan. You're doing this in Japan, so you're doing this where Nintendo is
where
based.
It lives.
And it's like, really? This is your decision-making process. By the way, how unsafe is it to wear a damn mask while you're riding around a freaking car in traffic?
You got about a 50-50 chance.
Okay, so I didn't read the article, but are these like professional drivers that will dress up, or are these people like you're going to the place to dress up and then drive?
It says the company it says is extremely exciting and a must-have experience when you visit Tokyo, Japan. Just imagine yourself on a custom-made go-kart specifically tailored to realize the real-life superhero go-karting experience. So that's on their website.
People?
That's on their website. Do it.
Do you throw things? Like, do they give you the prizes?
Can I get a potato gun that shoots out little fireballs? Poof. My fire flower. Poof. Oh, god damn it.
I don't know. I clicked on their website. Let's see if it actually still pops it up.
I'm thinking just throwing things at people while striving is a bad idea anyway. Mario Kart should not be a real life thing for reasons.
Yeah, no shit. Have you been hit by a blue shell?
Red shells to like chunk at people. And
how does that work? Because the red ones are supposed to go to a specific target, right?
Heat seeking.
Or
the closest target.
Or what we can do is I can just attach one on a chain and like a flail. And as I get close up, just whack the hell out of someone.
You got to put styrofoam at the end
Again,
of it. Make the chain plastic and styrofoam at the end, so that then you can just hit people with it over and over again.
No.
You can rent costumes.
I want some mass behind that thing.
There's a Bluetooth speaker built in. Action cams attached to each one of the go-karts so people can see. It does not say anything about throwing shit or hitting people with things.
That's a
Mario Kart experience.
That's an integral part of Mario Kart. You cannot, if you're going to go...
This is not Mario Kart. This is Mario Kart.
Oh, okay.
And Mario Kart does not have that, which is why, as a lawyer, I would say this is not the same thing, even though you're dressing up as a freaking Mario Kart character.
Mario Kart character.
Yeah, there you go.
Just have them bring their own costumes. If you don't supply the costumes, I mean...
It's rental. You can rent the costumes from the company. You don't have to dress as one.
I don't want to wear the Mario costume that some old sweaty dude has gotten out of.
Some of them are like purple dinosaurs.
Costume, they're not even... Because then your dress is just going to be flying out of the car. Because that's not safe at all. This is just not... Do not do this, anybody, ever. Okay? You're probably going to die.
Whoever's dressed as Yoshi, I'm going to make sure you never finish.
Ugh, this is a bad idea. A bad idea.
Just grab the Yoshi tongue and make it wrap around the wheel.
Oh my god. Dude, what else we got?
Funny. I think the only thing that I'm really excited about is that it looks like Skrillex and is going to be part of the actual music and stuff for Kingdom Hearts 3.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic. Are you?
No, I was really excited about that. I like Skrillex.
Okay. Just checking. Had to ask.
Yeah. Okay.
That's... Like I don't understand why people have a problem with that, but I think it's good. It's something different.
It's an interesting combination. I'll put it at that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we also don't know like what part of the game it's in, different things like that. You know what I mean? Because it's just part of the game, and it could be for anything. So it could fit right in with what's in there. So just adding something new to the.
My guess would probably be the Tron area.
Oh, that's probably a bet. Yeah, I could see that. Definitely see that. So that'd be kind of fun and entertaining, I think. So that's all I had, I think, because I've not done Forsaken Shores, so I don't want to read that.
Yeah, neither have I. So I'm not getting.
Well, then
into
who
that.
clicked that? Who put that in the
I don't
news?
know.
I didn't know if Oak played it or not. So
Okay.
No. I've
Just
not.
in case he played it.
I've
Okay.
not. I'm playing it tonight. I was gonna play it Friday night, but I got sick, so
So that did not happen.
it did not happen.
So yeah, I was leaving that open. But if nobody's played it, then we will not talk about it.
Well,
Yep.
cool, because I have to go record Uncharted, so,
Fantastic.
Yep. I
Get to
gotta
do
go
that,
help
Uncharted.
my nephew for this project. He's got to build a self-sustaining house.
Oh.
Popsicle sticks.
A self-sustaining house, like you got to put solar panels on it and shit.
Well, yeah, like he's supposed to, like, when he plans it out and we build it later, he's planning it now. It's got to have, like, solar panels, where we're going to add a garden, a little outhouse. And
You want
A
a
compost pile.
Yes, compost pile. You want a compost pile.
Yeah. Look at
Yeah.
us, we're
You got a
doing the
garden.
kids' homework. Oh, God.
And I've got water effect stuff that I've only used a little bit of, but I figured we can have, like, on the thing, have, like, a little water irrigation or something, or maybe a well.
Oh, well.
That's cool.
That is a really
Well,
neat.
if
How
it
old is
respawn
this
I wish we
kid?
were closer. I'd come help, man. That sounds
Well,
fun.
if we do it right, if we can do it to scale, I can have it for like.
You gonna build a full
stuff.
house?
No. He meant,
Do
like,
it to scale.
small scale.
To scale
Small
to
scale.
like for the miniatures for like D&D, because you have to have it where the roof comes off and things like that. So it's like I can just go through and
Get ready
This
for
is where
D&D
orcs go to
stories, by
retire.
the way, because we are in the Chicken Coop. We have a D&D channel now, and we're doing character creation stuff tomorrow, actually. So I imagine
Tomorrow,
we will
dude.
start having stories from that
Yeah.
as well.
I have to take a lunch break tomorrow just to do the character creations. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Work, not this. Not
Okay,
the
I
lunch
was gonna say it's
That's
going to
why
take a
I'm-
while.
Oak's like,
I've already jump started on some of mine to try to get it out of the way. Like I'll be fine for.
that's why I said look at stuff. Snitty's got stuff ready. Newbie's got
And
stuff
I ran
ready.
through-
Foxy's looking at stuff.
I went through a mock character build with him last night, so he's got an idea of how to make his character real quick, and then so that we can get people making their character sheets and whatnot.
And
Word.
then within first 2 or 3 sessions, it's going to be total party kill. TPK, everybody. Reroll.
Awesome.
All I gotta say is when I told him that your character can actually die, his jaw dropped a little bit. He's like,
Sweaty?
"Are you serious?" I was like, "Yeah,
Yep.
you can die. D&D is about as close to a real life fantasy game as you can get. I mean, whatever you do in there, you want to slap a guard, he's gonna stab you."
If this character dies, then I'm just gonna make Jubo, and I'm just gonna cause misery everywhere.
Until
And then
I
we're
kill
going
him
to
immediately.
we're gonna vote to boot you out, and you don't get to play D&D with us anymore.
If you are interested in that, though, hit Chicken's Discord and check all that stuff out. So,
It'll be at the bottom.
yeah,
Down there.
fun stuff. Yep, I'll put it
All
in.
right,
Appreciate it.
that should be it.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody that hangs out with us each and every week at Infinite Respawn. As always, you can check us out on Twitter at InfiniteResPC. You can check me out personally at MDBOaktree. Check out Grif.
At Grif Slynum.
Check out Chicken.
Elite Chicken 313.
Check out Baka.
Dr. Pickle.
Also, make sure that you go to Grif's YouTube channel where she's currently playing through Uncharted. Yay! Turn a little hearts. I love it. Every time. Make sure you go on there, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget about the little bell as well.
Yeah.
So whether or not YouTube wants to tell you she's got one on there, that's the only person I ever get one from, so I'm good to go. So I actually know when she posts new ones, and I'm excited for that. And Uncharted is one of the best series that's out there. Nathan Drake is awesome, and so
I
are the
love
supporting
them
characters.
so much. Although I will warn you, I will fangirl about Elena every time she's around because I love her. Okay?
She's awesome.
I know, right?
She's awesome.
I love her.
She's awesome. So make sure that you go on there and subscribe to her. Also, make sure you go to twitch.tv/EliteChicken313 so you can follow Chicken for his streaming, and go to mixer.com/MDBOaktree and you can follow me as well.
I don't know where he's at in the screen. I'm just pointing both ways.
I could be like up,
I
down.
think he's over here.
Yes,
If I remember right from Griff's thing, yes.
Okay, that guy. Follow that guy over there.
Perfect.
Not off a cliff, though.
As always, for Infinite Respawn, I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Grif.
I'm Chicken.
I'm Baka.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.